Uh, yeah, obviously a highly emotional game with the a lot of energy, but just couldn't be more proud of them. The 2 days of prep, they were locked in and ready. Kind of first ranked team, first opportunity to get a win against a ranked team for this group. We were excited about it, but yeah, I mean, as coaches, you wish you had another month to prepare for it, but it came quick. But the guys stepped up and responded. I think we faced a double-digit deficit twice, and both times it just came back swinging. But that's what these guys have done. That's what they do in practice every day, and they compete like crazy. And it was just great to see it pay off for them, because they fight and they scrap and they compete every day, and they want to be here. They want to be rebels, and I'm just excited to get back in the gym, watch the film, and get with them tomorrow to get ready for High Point.
It was definitely a battle of defense, obviously. So how do you get the guys to buy in when it's not necessarily about scoring the most points, or just it's more about defense, stealing, rebounds, all of that? How do you get them all to buy in as a team?
I think a lot of that just came from when they first got here. You've got Luis Rodriguez from Ole Miss, Eli Parquet from Colorado, Elijah Harkless from Oklahoma. They all earned minutes early on in their careers by guarding, much like Keshon Gilbert did last year. So that was one of the reasons we were so excited about them coming to UNLV, was just because we knew that they were going to grind and compete defensively. And when you've got a couple fifth-year guys and experienced guys from Power 5 conferences doing it every day like they do, I think it just wears off on the other guys. And David ends up having an unbelievable game, even though it might not have all showed up in the stat line. Vic's activity and deflections really didn't give them the clean looks that they were looking for down toward the end of the game. So I think it's just we've talked about it being the MO of this team, just guarding and competing. And if we can keep this as our baseline, then I think we can win a lot of games.
So, along those lines, with the defense you played in the second half, how close was this to your vision, and how you think this team can win this year?
I think it was pretty spot on. We took care of the ball better, which I think is when you're not giving up transition shots or fouling in transition, I think that helps you set your defense. And these guys in the half court, they can really guard, and they get after it. So a lot of forcing 24 turnovers, I think is I don't think we even could have dreamed to do that, but guys went out and did it, and again just hung their hat on the defensive end. So I hate to keep saying it, but I'm just excited about kind of how good they can get as they continue to get reps together.
What can a win like this do for your team and the players in terms of buy-in and believing at this point in the season?
Well, yeah, I don't think it could have gone any better at this point. To shoot the ball the way we did in the second half, again, lower turnovers, holding Dayton to a low field goal percentage in the second half. I think it was just a great example and something we can kind of go back to and build from, where they rallied together at halftime. They adjusted and they swung back when we got down. And so I think a win like that's great, but with a new group, we've got to wake up tomorrow, watch the film, and get right back after it.
Kevin, you talked about how quickly this game popped up for you guys, right? But only a 3-game sample size to kind of show, but season low in points. What does it say about the potential of this team on defense?
Season low for us in points?
No, that you guys have given up.
I think I hate to sound like a broken record, but I think that's something that, again, if that can be our baseline defensively with that intent, I think we can have a lot of fun. We can be disruptive. We can have fun kind of being annoying and just kind of break the rhythm of offenses. We talk about that a lot, and Lou Rodriguez, the way he just makes every pass difficult. Something so minor, if you're watching it and you don't think it's a big deal, but if you're out there with him, it's a huge advantage. EJ Harkless, the way he guards the ball full court. Keshon, of course, the way that he guards it. The little things that they do when they let their instincts kick in is it can just be a lot of fun. What I think this group can eventually do.
And obviously, as head coach, you always have to find something to nitpick about, even after a win like this, right? But a couple of crucial moments coming out of timeouts, the team committed turnovers. How do you kind of get the guys to focus on what they did wrong in a game like this when obviously it's an emotional high coming off of it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel that we're a very positive atmosphere here. Everything is kind of wrapped with an understanding, hopefully, of what we see. Where it's, no, we're not trying to change anybody the way they play. We're just kind of trying to point out how we can be on the same page more and how it'll benefit them individually. And, we've had a lot of buy-in. Anytime you got a new group, I think they've bought into it. They enjoy making plays for each other, sometimes almost to a fault. When we turn it over too much, we're trying to create for someone instead of taking the shot or doing something other, just kind of to protect it. But no, I think it's something that we can just tighten up. I think when we go back and see the mistakes that we made, it'll just be kind of a microscopic thing that can change a possession from being from a negative to a positive possession.
It seemed like you shortened the rotation there in the second half. What went into that decision, and is that something you foresee continuing going forward, or is that just kind of
no? It's just rhythm. I think it's just the rhythm and the flow of the game. I thought, first half even we had a good rhythm. We got it back to 25-20 with a chance to really close in at half, and we just kind of let them go on a quick run. I don't think it's anything that we're going to go into tomorrow getting ready for High Point. Or I'm not saying we won't go in tomorrow to High Point saying, we can't do this, we can't do that.
This feels like a statement win for you in your young career. Just reflecting on how you got to this point, what does this win kind of mean to you?
Well, it came up early on the schedule, this quick, but I just think it's just kind of great for the guys to get it early, to have this opportunity to use this as a springboard going forward. And now with an understanding that we've got a great win against a great team at home in the Thomas & Mack, but it'll be fun and exciting to see how we react to it. Practice tomorrow, and then a very good High Point team coming in. So I think it'll be a great challenge for us to learn ourselves a little bit of how are we going to react to a big win, because with this group, I'm hoping and don't feel that it's going to be the last one.
They had no hoops last 6:46. I think they only had 1 2-pointer in the second half. Could you have imagined making things that hard on them?
No, I think, but when the image that pops in my head when you say that was Justin Webster under the hoop, fighting and scrapping with Deron Holmes. Just battling and competing, and and Holmes fumbled it just because of his activity, and his intent was to just not give up anything under the hoop, even though he's obviously pretty outmatched and outsized. So when the guys have that intent and they kind of have that togetherness, they can really, really be good, especially in the half court.
They scored 20 points in the second half. What specifically did you do? What changes did you make from the first half to the second half defensively?
We didn't change a lot. We just kind of brought things to their attention. I felt like we did a good job in the first half. I still felt, but we allowed some things, that were a little uncharacteristic of what we try to do. Whether it be a driving lane or a foul or just not a proper rotation. But in the second half, I thought the guys just did a really good job of not really getting beat. We guys were in good spots to help if needed, but just didn't require it that much. And of course, this is knee-jerk reaction from the sideline, but I just didn't really feel like we got in as many situations where we had to send two to the ball. And you combine that with the activity that the guys put on the ball, I thought it just changed the kind of the whole flow of the game. And when they're on the other end, it's really kind of balls in their court down there. So hats off to them to talk and communicate and just get the job done.
Kevin, I have to get your thoughts on the wild sequence there. Obviously, the 5-6 minute mark, which is pretty much a key point in the game. Multiple offensive rebounds, obviously the and one. How important was that sequence to you guys kind of turn the tide there in the second half?
Well, yeah. If you're gonna beat a team like Dayton, you've got to kind of make your own luck. And I think that's what the guys did. Just didn't give up on possessions. Got shots up at the rim. I really feel offensively that this is a group with a lot of talent. A lot of guys can do a lot of different things. And if we just get shots up at the rim, if we just get good quality shots up at the rim, we'll be really hard to beat. And as you said, during that stretch, a handful of offensive rebounds, a couple really good looks at it. It just put a lot of pressure on Dayton, I think, to keep going. Crowd got into it. Webb hitting that three on the left wing, I think to bring it to 3 was just a huge momentum play, and you could just kind of feel the guys' confidence growing, as the game went on there in the second half.
All right, thanks everybody.
All right, thanks guys.
EJ, you forced 24 turnovers tonight. They didn't score a field goal in the final, 6:46. What can you say about the defensive effort, especially in the second half?
That's something that we worked on, all summer. We talked about that at halftime. They had offensive rebounds that got them going. That was the thing that we stopped on the initial shot, and I think we just did a better job of rebounding, and I think that they just didn't score after that.
You guys only had 22 points in the first half. How do you keep grinding away at the defensive end and give yourselves enough time to catch up offensively?
Say it again.
Only 22 points in the first half, but you persevered, you kept at it. Was there anything said about, on the defensive end, like just keep us in this game?
100%. Defense creates offense. That's what we try to do. So, everybody want to score, so we're going to defend, and I think that's what we did.
Going off of the defense a little bit, you guys seem to feed off of each other's energy, whether that's, rebounds, steals, stuff like that. So how do you guys keep everyone motivated, whether it's like not scoring, but, you're getting boards, you're getting steals, you're on the floor. How do you guys keep each other, accountable and stuff?
I think it's the crowd. The crowd was amazing tonight. They gave us energy, and it's easy for us to give one another energy because we mess with everybody on the team. But the crowd was great tonight. Hope to keep improving that.
Keshon, I think you guys had 10 turnovers in the first half, only 6 in the second. What changed in terms of just ball protection for you guys that second half?
We just locked in on taking care of the ball and being strong with the ball, and really just treating every possession like it was the last possession. We just locked in on just really taking care of the ball, really.
EJ, we've had you and Keshon up here a couple times already this season, but what kind of a job did David do for you guys down the stretch there? It seemed like he was everywhere on the boards.
No, he was amazing, man. That's something that was a crutch of his last year was rebounding and toughness, and I think he showed that tonight, that he's willing to make an effort at that, and he did an amazing job tonight. So, he's going to continue to do that. He work at that every day.
David, what was just kind of your mindset coming into this game? What did you want to do down in the post?
Coming into this game, we knew they had a big team. Coach was, stressing us about that, the whole week. So we just knew that toughness was going to be something that we needed throughout the whole game. Obviously, leading up to halftime, we were down 10, and we knew that offensive rebounds were something that was killing us. So just having the mindset, closing the game out with tough rebounding, good defensive possessions, ending with, two-hand rebounds, and just getting out in transition. I think that was key to us winning this game.
EJ, I thought you were terrific all game, but specifically in the first half when you guys were struggling to score, you took it upon yourself to kind of get buckets. Did you feel like the team needed you to step up and score a little bit in the first half?
Nah, my team always been believing in me, I just take what they believe in me and just went out there and did it. The first 2 games, they still believed in me, but it was something that, wasn't needed. And, they helped me get confidence to do it tonight.
And Keshon, how big of a factor is it knowing that you have David behind you when you're out there pressuring on the perimeter?
You said what?
How big of a factor is it knowing that you have David behind you to protect the rim when you're out there pressuring on the perimeter?
Well, it's a big factor. Dave got my back like I got Dave back. So it's just, we just got each other back, really.
EJ, on that assist where you whipped it to the corner for Keshon for 3, just what kind of were you looking at? Were you looking at the shot clock? How do you even see him when your back is almost turned to him?
I know Key ain't going to lie to me. It's something about the outlet transition. He said he's going to be open. He's going to get it. Same thing with the behind-the-head pass. Same thing with the corner. I heard him. Called for it. He was open. I just knew where he was. Just hit him, and he made it.
EJ, what does a win like this mean for you guys at this point in the season?
It's a good win for us early to get, but we put it in the bank, and we focused on High Point on Friday. We ain't going to let this get to us too much. We expected to come in and do that. So, on to the next game.
EJ, it's only the third game of the season, but huge win, obviously, coming off beating the 21 ranked team in the nation. You guys are down 10 at halftime, 18-point turnaround for you guys to win by 8. Talk a little bit about the coaching staff and what they said to you guys tonight and to keep you guys focused and still get this victory.
I mean, they've been talking about adversity all week. And I think that was the first adversity we hit in a real game. That was our first time being down in 3 games. And I think we responded well. We came out at halftime, executed what we need to execute. They gave us a great game plan. Went out there. We seen how many turnovers we had, and we knew we had an agenda. And I think we executed that as best as possible to get the win.
David, on back-to-back plays, I want to talk about Vic's defense for a quick second. On back-to-back plays, I believe he forced a loose ball for a second, and then it was a last-second kind of heave at the shot clock, and then the following play kind of forcing a traveling call. Can you talk about the energy that he provided, not only the entire game, but in those 2 specific plays?
Yeah. Well, Victor, in general, he's a high-energy guy, whether he's coming in for me or, I'm playing beside him, he's always going to have that energy. And that's something we look to have as a team, 1 through 5, just high energy, toughness. That's what he brings. That's what we all trying to bring. So.
Appreciate it.